Yes, here.
Anthony Hartwig here with a very special, I guess we could call it Coach's Corner / player profile. We are joined once again another year with the Austintown 12U softball team. First and foremost, we're joined by their head coach, Matt Hamley. Coach, thank you and the players that we have here today for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So, like I said, here we are again. It's kind of like an annual thing with you guys. You won state again. We had you on through this journey last year through regionals and all the way to the World Series last year. Talk about what it's like to kind of start over this year and back to districts and trying to get through this point now and what it's been like to try to make another run at it.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy to try to follow up what we did last year. Rolling into this season, I knew we had a strong core coming back. 7 of the girls were returning, and we had some strong players coming up that were a little younger. Um, Obviously, the ultimate goal, is to get back to the World Series. I knew we would have uh, a tough district tournament to get through first, and then obviously the state tournament. But I knew we would have we had a chance to get back to the Central Region tournament, which we just accomplished. Hoping we do well there, and we could ultimately get back to the World Series to try to go a little further this year.
Looking at the scores from all these games you guys have had, it seems like the biggest test was just that first game, getting out there with the team for the first time. 3-0 Boardman, but then since everything else, it's been kind of, I don't want to say smooth sailing because every game presents its own challenges, but it seems like you guys have gotten better and better since that first game. Talk about the growth that you've seen from this team from the first game in districts to now after the state championship.
Yeah, our team going into the district tournament this year, each town had a really good pitcher on their staff that could shut an opposing team down, with Boardman, Poland, and Howland as well. So when we went into the district tournament, I was a little worried about how our offense would produce, to be honest with you. And we came out in that first game, and we didn't put up a ton of runs, but we put the bat on the ball, and we did enough to win that game. After that, we got the offense rolling a little more, and these girls have been on fire ever since. Obviously, it helps if we could manufacture runs, whether it's bunting or drawing walks or getting timely hits. And if we get a few runs in any game, we're going to be in good shape. Our defense is solid behind our pitchers, and our pitchers have done a great job so far this year. The defense hasn't had to work too hard yet, but it will happen here, I'm sure, in the Central Region tournament. So they'll be ready to go. Um, and hopefully our offense keeps producing, and we should be in pretty good shape.
You brought up your pitchers, and they have been doing a really good job for you. What kind of pressure does that take off of your offensive lineup, knowing that they don't have to go out and score, 8 to 10 runs to win a game? You can score 3 or 4 and feel like you're in a pretty good position.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously a luxury to have pitchers that are able to shut other teams down for the most part, and just hold them to a couple runs if anything. Honestly, our offense kind of takes the pressure off of me, uh, and then that allows our pitchers to work, and if they walk somebody or if they give up a hit, it's not as big of a deal. But in those tight games where it's 0-0 going into the fourth, fifth inning, every single pitch matters. Every pitch call matters, and if somebody gets walked or gets on base, the pressure is put on us a little more. So when our offense is able to go out there and just scratch a few runs, everybody's able to breathe easier a little bit, and everybody gets to play a little looser.
When we're talking about this offense, a great core of returning players that were in this level last year, went to the World Series, and it's a deep lineup. Every time that we come and do a game, it seems like it's a different person coming up with the big hits in the game. I mean, in the state championship, it was Severn that came up with the big hit, Peyton Severn, and then every time it's a different player. What's it like for a coach to have such a deep lineup on your team and be able to trust everyone 1 through 12 to go out there and get it done in a big situation?
Yeah, it's great to be, and to be honest with you, going into this year, I wasn't sure how we were going to hit overall as a team. The nice thing with with Game Changer and keeping track of stats last year, you know, some of our returning players that we have this year weren't our best hitters last year. So coming into this year, I wasn't sure how the offense would go. But those returners have absolutely carried the torch this year, and they are our strongest hitters now this year, which is great to see. And then the five girls that have joined the team this year have all done their jobs as well, and you know, have been able to produce at the plate, at different times, whether it's getting walked or driving in runs, like you said, and it's a different player every time. So 1 through 12, all of the girls can put the ball in play or put a bunt down or whatever we need them to do at that time, and that's a big deal, and that's hopefully what will set us apart. Our lineup top to bottom, and then uh, our pitching and defense.
When you talk about those 5 new players that stepped on this field for the first time with you guys, it can be a kind of a daunting task to step on a team that went to the World Series last year and has those lofty goals to get right back to it. What have you seen from those girls to kind of step into this atmosphere, not be phased by the goals that you guys have, and as you say, just do their job and produce the way you need them to?
Yeah, so with the five girls that have rejoined our team this year, um, a handful of them were, I would say, three of the five were on our state championship team 2 years ago. So it's kind of like a every other year
Mhm.
type of thing for a few of the girls, just because of the birth years. So one of them being Marissa Polder, who's our catcher now, and she caught for us 2 years ago. Um, she steps right in and does a phenomenal job behind the plate catching Mila and Annabelle. And she's an offensive threat as well. Peyton Severn has joined our team again. She was on the state team as well a couple years ago, and she's a little peanut, but she can put the ball in play. She's been around softball her whole life. With her sister, obviously winning a couple state championships up in high school, so she's been around the game a long time. Lily Sheffield joined our team this year. She has not been with us in the past, and she's another great utility player that can step in and catch for us, play second base. She could play the outfield. Really, anywhere on the field I need to put her, she can go there. Um, and then also offensively, she can put the ball in play, bunting, hitting, whatever we need. And then also we have Kendra Lake, who is a part of our state team, and she's extremely athletic. Fast kid. She gets on the bases. She's going to be a problem. And then defensively, she does a great job in the outfield. She's made a handful of catches for us. And Kendra is somebody that has worked a ton on hitting over the past year with her hitting coach Bob Smith. And she's really turned the corner from last year to this year, and her hard work's showing off. And then our last girl that has joined the team this year, her name's Emily Beelan. Um, she does a great job in the outfield. She could track balls, um, and she's a kid that doesn't have travel ball experience, but great attitude, great in the outfield, and at the plate. She just recently started slapping. To honestly, during the state tournament, and she's been able to put the ball in play from the left side, which creates some issues for the defense. So I'm just looking forward to seeing them keep progressing and getting stronger every time they step out on the field.
You as a coach went through all this last year. You went through, getting your team ready for regionals and winning regionals, going to the World Series. What lessons did you learn on how to manage all that as a coach that you're hoping that you can lean on this year in regionals, and then hopefully you're fortunate enough to get the World Series and to be able to lean on that experience again? What kind of lessons did you learn last year that you're going to be leaning on in this year?
Yeah, last year was it was a whirlwind, to be honest with you. From the moment we won state, with the state tournament being down in Ironton, and then just the crazy travel. We went from there to Ocean City for travel ball nationals, and then to the Central Region tournament, then to the World Series. Everything happened so fast, and obviously none of us have ever been there before. So we were just learning as we went on last year. Um, and then obviously losing our first game at the Central Region tournament last year was not ideal. But then, I wouldn't have had it any other way. with the outcome that we had, obviously, with the girls being able to bounce back and fight their way back all the way to the championship game last year. With every game that we played from the first day being an elimination game for us, it brought tons of experience and the pressure was on these girls and they handled it very well. Um, Obviously, as a coach and the coaching staff and the players themselves going through the Central Region tournament, winning, game after game, playing on ESPN Plus and then on ESPN at times, that's a big deal. So I'm hoping this year that all those experiences that they've gone through, making it all the way to the World Series, I'm hoping that carries them this year and the younger ones that are with us now and the new families, we're able to give them advice, and we've been there before, so everything's not as shocking. Like we know exactly what to expect rolling into the tournament, the hotel stay and everything that comes with it, because it's a crazy process. It's amazing, and just overall the for us to be back there and having the experience from last year, I'm really hoping that guides us this year and takes us through.
All right, now you have the back-to-back state shirt on. High school had one too this year. They got the back-to-back state championships. I want to know how much of an inspiration and a drive and motivation it was to see the Austintown Fitch varsity team do what they did, go back to back, and then you guys had a chance to do it as well.
Yeah, so uh, you know, from top to bottom, from the little league ages, even not our younger than us, the 10U, the 8U, all the way up to obviously the high school team. Austintown is loaded with softball talent, and not just Austintown. Our entire area is filled with some of the best softball players and teams in the state, and not only the state. I feel like some of the best softball players in the country are right here, and I will argue with anybody on that. Um, Obviously, our younger girls are girls that play on our team have had a ton of success through little league stuff, and this was actually our third state championship in a row because we won back in 10U. So these girls have done it 3 times in a row now. And watching the high school girls get their first one last year was absolutely amazing. And then for them to reload and maybe even come back stronger this year, for them to repeat that process was amazing. And the players on the high school team, the coaching staff, they've all been extremely supportive of us as coaches, our players, our families, everything. Anytime we're playing and they know that they come around, they're in the dugout saying hello, wishing the girls good luck, on social media, shouting them out, whatever it is. So obviously, we want to just continue to carry the tradition, and the standards are high. Um, and as far as Austintown softball goes, it's extremely competitive, and it's going to be that way from the time these kids step on the field at 8U all the way till high school. These kids are going to have to push each other and just keep getting better and better.
All right, coach, we want to transition into talking to some of the players that have to put in the time and the superstars of this team. I know you have a couple next to you, and we also have Marissa Polder joining us as well. Girls, one, thank you all for joining us. We have Annabelle Mikesell and Mila Hamley from your left to right, and then Marissa Polder down there below us. Girls, thank you so much for taking the time and hopping on with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so this is for all three of you, and you can answer it in whatever order you want. But what's it like to kind of be on this stage again and to be able to win another state championship and be able to prepare for another regional tournament?
It's very exciting to be here again because we get another chance and we get another chance to be better than we were last year and just go farther than we did.
I think it's really cool and awesome to be able to play again. It's just so exciting.
And Marissa, I know you weren't a part of the team last year, but Matt Hamley talking about how you were a part of the state championship team 2 years ago. So you've been a part of winning and this winning culture. So what's it like for you to come out and be a part of this regional tournament for the first time?
I'm really excited to be with this team again. So we all play great together, and they're all incredible.
What was it like for you guys to go through this state tournament and the district tournament and having the goal of winning it, but also trying to take it one game at a time and not letting that goal of winning a state again get too far in advance, especially when you're in districts?
I like I'm like excited to be with this team, and I hope we go far in regionals and do better. And
Annabelle and Mila, what about you guys? What was it like going through the districts and state with the goal in mind that you definitely wanted to go and win state, but also trying to take it that one game at a time and take care of business every time you stepped out on the field?
It was very exciting, but we never wanted to get too ahead of ourselves because anything can happen. You play the game for a reason, so it was excited, but we never wanted to be like, "Oh, we got this," or it's in the bag already before we even played the game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely so fun to be able to play new teams and be able to see what the competition is like, and just so fun to do.
Annabelle and Mila, I asked Coach what lessons he learned from last year's run to the World Series and going through all that. What lessons did you guys learn that you're going to lean on in this regional tournament from playing in it last year?
We have to play as a team. You have to play as a team if you want to win, because we just we need to play as a team, and we have to have good attitudes and all be on the same page with each other. No one needs to. We all have to be playing for each other. We can't just be playing for ourselves.
I think it's really important to keep it one game at a time and be able to play as a team and lots of communication.
Marissa, from your point of view, what's the mindset this week? What are you trying to focus on preparing for this regional tournament, and how excited are you to kind of get down there and be a part of it?
I'm very excited. It seems like a very fun tournament to be a part of, and I'm like making sure that I'm the best catcher I could possibly be and help out our offense.
And talking about catching, you get to catch one of the best pitchers that's going to be in the region. I know a lot of people were talking about her last year, and she amazed the ESPN announcer Kenzie Fowler, who we had come on talk on YSN, spoke so highly of her. Marissa, what's it like to be able to catch someone like Mila and to be able to kind of work through a game plan with her and work with her through a game?
Mila's incredible. She's like a really good pitcher, and I love working with her. And we work together in the winter, like at our pitching lessons to get ready for now. So.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you both, and Mila, you can answer this first, but to be able to have a catcher that's with you through winter pitching lessons and to be able to work with her throughout the whole winter and then get to work with her throughout the whole summer, what's it like to have a catcher that you can have such a strong relationship with and a bond with out there on the field?
I think it's so important to have a good catcher-pitcher bond because we'll be together so much, and it's just so important.
And then Marissa, same question for you from your perspective. What's it been like to build that bond and relationship with Mila from your end?
I love having a good bond with her and talking with her and stuff, and it's really fun catching her.
All right, so we talked about, the goals that you guys have had, and obviously the goal is to get back to the World Series. And I want to talk about some goals that you guys also have in the big picture. You're starting to get to the age where you're preparing for, getting to the older levels and starting on the varsity teams in high school in a couple of years. We all know that. What kind of goals are you guys setting to keep getting better and bettering yourselves as softball players as the years go on?
Just to like get faster and stronger in everything that I do. Like in pitching, I want to get faster, but I also want to focus on how I field the ball at third base and my transitions and getting those quicker. And when I play the outfield too, like just being strong and quick and getting the ball and knowing what I'm doing. Advancing my softball knowledge will advance my play too, and like being confident in myself because if you want to do good, you have to be confident in yourself.
I'm really just trying to work on my pitching, but also working on offense and being able to hit the ball, as well as playing different positions when I'm not pitching, like first base and sometimes third base.
I want to work on like my catching and my hitting, especially, and like anywhere I could play in the field, like second or shortstop.
Coach Hamley was talking about how the varsity girls are so supportive and the coaching staff and the players that have been a part of back-to-back state championships at the high school level. From the players' perspective, What's it like to have the support of the varsity members and to know that the players that you look up to and the players that you want to be like when you get to that level are there for you guys, that are they're in the dugouts, they're at the game supporting you?
It feels good to know that they're all there for us and like we have their support in everything that we do, because it's always good to have support and feel like you could lean on something, or like another team, not another team, but like the older girls, because they're so good at everything that they do, and it's fun to know that they're there supporting you.
I think it's such a great feeling to know that we have a whole community behind us who we look up to.
I think it's a great feeling to have that whole team watching us and supporting us because they're such a great team and they do everything really good.
I think one of the coolest part of the regionals is that you still get to wear the Austintown jerseys and wear Austintown across your chest and represent that community. How proud are you that you get to go down there and you get to represent Austintown, Ohio, and you get to represent all the people that have been supporting you through the local districts in the state, and you get to kind of shine a light on how Austintown does things?
It's very exciting because we get to still wear the jersey, and it's just we want to win so we could prove to them that like we know that they're there for us, even though not everyone that usually can go to like the state this year because it was in Boardman and the districts. We like to prove to them that they were there for us, and we are grateful that they're always there for us and supporting us.
I love that we're able to stick to our original uniforms and just play as the same team that we were, even though it's just a different team. You know?
I love wearing like the Austintown jersey because everyone's so good on both teams, on this 12U team, 10U team in high school and stuff.
All right, we have asked every softball player that we've interviewed this year these questions, so we're gonna hit you guys with them too. First, I want dugout snacks. If you guys could have one dugout snack for the rest of your career, and that's all you could have, like this is it, what dugout snack are you choosing?
Oh, high chews! I love high chews.
I'm gonna say Jolly Ranchers.
And probably just like gum or seeds or anything. So.
Gum. Okay, we have the Jolly Ranchers, Mila. What's the favorite color?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. And then for gum, do you have like a favorite flavor of gum?
Probably just like Big League Chew or something, just like the regular flavor stuff.
And then you said seeds too. They come in a lot of different flavors. Do you have a favorite flavor of seeds?
Probably like ranch or like taco seeds.
While we're on the subject of food, because we're all hungry, it's about lunchtime. What's the best post game meal? You know, you guys just get a big win and you want to go celebrate. Where's the go-to place for you guys?
I mean, we usually go to Mexican, but like if I got to pick, I'd pick somewhere with sushi.
Either Mexican because it's quick, or Berry Dingles because their food is really good.
Yeah, I like Berry Dingles too, and Mexican usually.
Annabelle's like, I want sushi. And I think all you guys are happy that she doesn't get to pick where you guys go because you guys didn't pick sushi. Let's talk about some of the things that you guys like to do outside of softball. Do you have other hobbies, other things that interest you that kind of take your mind off the sport at times when it becomes a little bit too much?
Well, I play volleyball too, and I like to read, and I like to ice skate.
Yes, I love ice skating and reading.
I like to read and hang out with my friends and go shopping.
I want to talk about ice skating. That's not something I've heard in all the softball players I've asked that. How did you two get into ice skating, and what's it like to have that as a hobby?
We got into it because we had, I don't know, I think she just got ice skates for Christmas one time, and then we went together, so then we just kind of got into it. It's fun.
Yes, we used to go every Friday night.
Yeah.
Coach, do you hold your breath when they ice skate? That's kind of a dangerous sport. You're sitting there like, oh.
Oh yeah, a little bit. They're trying to practice their jumps and turns, but it's good. It's like you said, it's something different for them to get their mind off. Softball. They play softball literally year round, 5-6 days a week. So it became a routine this past winter where they would go ice skating literally like every Friday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday. But it's something different. And it reminds me of like my childhood, and a lot of us would go to the skate zone back
Yep.
in the day. So for them, ice skating, they liked it. It was something different. Go hang out away from softball. So
I want you to each to talk about some role models that you have in the sport, whether it be maybe players on the national stage or it could be players that played for the high school team, whatever it may be. Who are some players that you look up to and you try to take as much as you can from watching the way they play softball?
Um, on the high school team, I really like Kylie Folkline. She's such an amazing player, and I know she's a catcher, but she's just so good at everything she does. And I just love everyone on that team. I don't know everyone personally, but I just love everyone on that team. I look up to all of them.
I look up to Kayliana because she's actually the reason that I started pitching in the first place.
I look up to Ayla Ray because she has such a big bat and she's really good at everything she does.
I think everyone in the Austintown community is thanking Kayliana for getting Mila involved in pitching right now. So my last question for you guys, and this is something that we also do with all the players we interview. I want to give each of you the chance to kind of shout out your support system, the people that are in your corner that you wouldn't be where you are in your journey without. You have as much time as you want to kind of give those shout outs out and thank the people that, like I said, that are in your life supporting you.
Definitely my mom and dad, my coach Matt Hamley, and my private coaches, Kerrigan Yannick and Madison Yannick. And my travel coach Alicia Perry and Ashley Yannick. Those people, they help me a lot. I wouldn't be here without them.
I'd say my mom and dad, my coach, and my pitching and hitting coach, Bob.
I would say my mom and dad and my travel coaches.
All right, girls, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck as you head to regionals and try to get yourselves into another World Series. We're going to be watching and supporting you from over here in the YSN area. So thank you again for your time, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You got
thank
it.
you.
You got it, Coach. I'm going to